And recently, Lee Anderson, you'll remember him, resigned the Tory whip. So I couldn't let him go without remembering him. So we'll start with Suella Braverman, call me Sue. This is Sue giving the funeral oration at Dave's funeral in Manchester. And then we'll go down to Derby, or near Derby. It's called Sue and Dave and Lee. Sisters and brothers, we're gathered together here today to remember Dave, who lived and died in Manchester in a doorway of the Arndale Centre. Though killed by poverty and hypothermia, we can all take comfort from the fact that penniless, resourceless, friendless, addicted, sick and living rough, he showed no criminal intent by sleeping in a pop-up tent. He much preferred a cardboard box, where without a hope, without a voice, he left us doing what he loved, exercising a lifestyle choice. And in other news, it's my sad duty to report the passing of the former Tory MP, Mr. Lee Anderson, better known to you and me as 30p Lee, who, following his recent thinking accident, has died of simplification. Mr. Anderson, sometimes Deputy Chairman of the Conservative and Unionist Party, sometime the Member of Parliament for Ashfield, just up the A38 from Derby, and until recently the unelected Reform UK MP for the said constituency, issued a statement at the time of the original accident. I quote, "Well, that's the last and first time I'll be doing that. We're just walking along, I turned right as usual without looking, and it hit me bang on the left side of the head, knocked me senseless." To recuperate, Mr. Anderson has been told to lie in a darkened room rather than in public. Unfortunately, this failed and he died, and a family friend commented, "It was sad at the end. Lee was raving, said he'd been hit by the thought of something called social democracy." I know. Apparently this is where the people of the country own the basic building blocks of their society. Water, waste, transport, power distribution. They build 300,000 affordable homes every year, have an education system that helps everyone learn for life, teaches children how civil society works, what their roles and responsibilities will be as adults, where health and social care are linked in a wellness system, and government thinks long term and invests for the good of the whole country. He said it'd been tried in happier, wealthier, healthier countries, somewhere called Europe. But it would never work here because, you know, social ownership of utilities and power and transport run by professional management making surpluses for reinvestment wouldn't help, for example, the owners of Thames Water. The OMAs, the Canadian Pension Fund, Hermes, the China Investment Corporation, the Abu Dhabi Sovereign Wealth Fund, and of course, poor old BlackRock Venture Capital, headquartered in New York. How would it help them run out massive debts, export profits, impoverish the people of the UK? How would it help China, the Middle East and America? Lee said that a country run by, with and for the people would be an absolute bloody nightmare. It's understood that the Tory party will be represented at the funeral by Mr. R. Mogg, who's giving a funeral oration, Apologia Pro Vita Sua. Thank you.